Hi, my name is Nathan, and today we're going to do a comic book review of Something is Killing the Children, issue number 6, brought to you by Rated Comics. Let's get to it. With this issue being a Netflix series coming out at the end of the year, I'm going to try to do all the issues of Something is Killing the Children, even though I have issues number 1 through 5 in the first story arc, issues number 6 through 10, which is another story arc, issues number 11 through 15 is another story arc, and we did do Erica Slaughter origin story, issues 16 through 20 as a full compilation video as well. I'll put the link in description if you wish to check that out. But with that being said, let's get to this issue. In this issue, we begin with the flashback of James and the kids, where we go back to issue number 1, where they all go out into the woods as a way to fulfill their dare by James. Even though in the first issue, James denies the events of this, clearly while he's having a callback to all that happened, how he got the kids into the woods, made him play a dare. You know, it turns out James is gay. He has a crush on one of the boys there as well. But during their time in the woods, they do discover that there is a monster there. James falls and doesn't quite see the monster, but at the end of issue number 1, he does see that one of the monsters rips one of the boys in half. And we end it off right here because at that time, it's clearly the dream that he's having. Guys, where are you? Where are you? I can't. He's dreaming about this because in issue number 5, he was shot in the gut by James Mahoney in the cave when Erica Slaughter was fighting the monster, the mother, who turns out to have children. Now she has to go hunt for these children, see where they are, and they're hungry, and she's in the hospital visiting him. James Mahoney goes up behind Erica and is like, well, he looks kind of peaceful. He's like, no, he doesn't, James. Don't say that kind of stuff. That's the kind of things you say where people are dead, and James isn't dead. Well, did you talk to a doctor? Is he going to be all right? He's not going to die if that's what you're asking. They go back and forth with their dialogue, and Erica's like, no, they stitched you up, James, right? Because in the last issue, she injects him with this green fluid in his head so he could see what she saw, which is the monster. And Erica's like, well, look, well, based on your stitches right there, I should have hit you harder then. Well, what would you do if you were in my position? I don't know, bro. I just wouldn't have killed the kid. Well, you gonna tell the cops? No, that's up to James, not up to me. So she leaves and he gets guilty about it. So you gonna explain any of this shit to me? No, because you don't earn anything. I don't have to explain anything to you. And then he goes up behind her, grabs her arm, which is the wrong move, saying like, I've seen it with my own 2 eyes. Monsters are real. One of those monsters killed my sister, ate parts of her for weeks. I know you know what this is, and I need to know what you know. So she turns around, breaks his arm conveniently at the hospital. Did you break my arm? Yeah, I did. You better be lucky I didn't break your arm in these streets. He cries about it. I mean, getting your arm broke, it's gotta be, I never broken a bone in my life, so I can imagine how demoralizing it must be to get your own arm broken. So Erica tells her, get in your car, put your arm in the cast, get out, drive out of state for a while because this is not over. Wait, what do you mean this isn't over yet? He doesn't know what she's talking about, but I love that intro right there. So meanwhile, we get these 2 brother cops going into the cave, and one brother cop is like, man, I just want to quit right now. I'm totally out. I want to be out the game. And he's like, I haven't slept in a week because I don't know what to think about all this and the media, the press. I mean, we gotta let these kids' parents know that they're gone, and it's just like, this is too much to deal with in this little town. So the coroner's like, baby brother, don't kid yourself. This is like the bread and butter eating itself up. Like, this is our time to shine, right? And he's like, man, I don't want to hear no humor. I don't want to hear that talking to be all right. This is weird. What does that girl know? I don't even know where to put all the bodies at for these kids. So they come to the conclusion that they have to go to the school and commandeer the gymnasium because it's the only place big enough they could think of in Archer's Peak to figure all this out. And it's gonna mess up the kids at the school, see that their brothers and sisters in chunks where they play dodgeball. So this is kind of just getting plenty messed up, you know what I mean? So the sheriff goes in, the sheriff's like, oh my gosh, what the hell's going on? And he's fresh from getting his head cracked from behind by Tommy Mahoney, and that's the one Erica just broke his arm too. And he's like, who the heck is this blind lady? What did she bring into his town? I don't know what she brought in, but where's the little girl? What they're talking about is Beyond. So Erica goes to the police station to pay a visit to Beyond. She greets her like, hey Erica, hey Beyond. And the lady's like, well, that's nice that you 2 know each other. How do you guys know each other? Well, she was in the cave with me. She fought with the monster. Oh, well, that's nice. So even the lady's not sure how to take of it. So Beyond's drawing on this paper. Then he asks Erica, can I get you a cup of coffee or something? And Erica's like, yeah, that would be totally awesome. Got all these bags under my eyes. It's all this black from not sleeping, dealing with this shit. So yeah, I'll take some caffeine. So Erica has a small conversation with Beyond, like, do you like drawing? She's like, yeah, I like drawing. Beyond asks her, do you like drawing? She's like, yeah, I used to draw. Why'd you stop? Well, and this guilt on Erica's face, like, I guess I got a little busy, so that's why I stopped drawing. So Beyond asked Erica, well, he's ugly. What's his name? And Erica's like, oh, him? Well, his name used to be Octo. Used to be? Yeah, used to be. Now something bad lives inside of him, and I have to keep it around so it doesn't get out. I'm sure back then it draw a lot of mystery, but that question does get answered in the origin story of Erica Slaughter in issues number 16 through 20. So Erica asks you, like, what are you drawing? I'm drawing the babies from the cave. The mama would eat the live kids and let the babies eat the dead kids. I don't think that I had big enough mouths and arms yet. Well, you're pretty good at noticing stuff, says Erica. Did you notice how many babies a mama had? 5 babies. And Erica's like, whoa, that's a lot of babies. They had food though. They were eating the other kids so they won't get hungry. Well, I guess that's good. So this girl was telling Erica the 411 about the babies, but this is terrifying. Erica just like, there's 5 babies. They're on the loose. We don't know what to do. Oh gosh, I got a whole lot of stuff to figure it out. Not to mention, where's Erica gonna start in all this? So as Erica and Beyond continue to draw, Beyond asked Erica, well, what did you draw? Erica's like, I drew my house. Well, it's a scary looking house. And we get to look at the House of Slaughter in Chicago, and it is a scary looking house. And by the way, if you do want to check out that spin-off series, House of Slaughter, feel free to check that out at the playlist or at the link in description where you can check that out. The full first story arc, issues number 1 through 5, where you get to know the inner workings of the House of Slaughter. So we see Aaron sitting outside. The door opens and it's Cecilia. Aaron's obviously in a black mask with teeth. Cecilia is in a white mask with teeth. And in issue number 20 of Something's Killing the Children, we get to know what each of these masks and these mask colors and what their rankings are. Aaron asks Cecilia, has there been a decision? Yes, the old dragon is having the car pulled around for you now. You're heading north. And Aaron's like, well, I like to speak with him. Too bad you ain't speaking with nothing. He wants you to get to Erica, bring her back, and finish the job over there. And Aaron's like, look, if you want me to bring Erin back, we both know she won't come back to this place. We both know she won't. And Cecilia's like, well, our official position to the rest of the order is that you are the responsible for Erica's failure and overreach in the North Woods. Any further break into the order protocol will rest on you, Aaron. And what about young man Ty Mahoney? Well, he's got to go too. He knows too much, so he dies. And the House of Slaughter has learned its lesson about picking up strays. And we see a picture of Erica, and that's where we end this issue of Something Killing the Children, issue number 6. As I said, I'm a fan of this issue. I absolutely love this issue, and I'm definitely going to do more reviews on this comic book to continue on to finish it off, because at the end of the month, Something Killing the Children issue number 21 is going to come out, where we get to know further stories and further reveal what happened with Erica Slaughter after she dealt with Archer's Peak. Gangsta issue, link in description if you wish to add this comic book to your comic book collection. And with that being said, Something is Killing the Children issue number 6. What you guys think of the comic book? Comment below, let me know. And also, if you like the content we're throwing up, you know what to do. Don't be shy and don't be stingy. Here at Rated Comics, we do awesome comic book reviews, comic book related content with the occasional comic book giveaway. Thanks again for watching. Until next time.